Well, hey there, Prof. Tucker here, and I had a request on Twitter from someone that wanted to see how to set up Stream Deck for grading. And Bill, you're in luck because I'm about to grade case number 4 for one of my classes. So let's go over to Moodle, shall we? And I'll show you the grading guide or the marking guide. So here's the marking guide. The students create a mathematical model. It's supposed to look like this. If they do, then we'll give them a grade. Let's choose a nice little green check mark emoji, and then we would give them 10 out of 10. And then we'd hit tab a couple of times and go down to the next cell. And oops, they got something wrong. Some description of what they got wrong. Maybe give them an 8 out of 10, whatever it might be. Right, so that's kind of the workflow of how the grading rubric works. And what Stream Deck does is it allows us to simplify that workflow. So here's a Stream Deck. It's kind of messy, like my desktop. I'll create stuff for grading and then I just won't delete it until it's time. I deleted something, I have this blank spot here, and we want to create. Go to Stream Deck. We want to create a folder. So grab that and drag it over here. Let's give it a name like 6250 case 4. Whoops. Okay. And then when we click on it, we start with a blank slate. So we're going to recreate what I did on the rubric here in Stream Deck. So I think in earlier demos of Stream Deck I've done, you can add a comment and things like that. What I found really useful is something called multi-action. So you grab multi-action over here and it gives you a blank window. And then I can do things like grab system and let's give this student a 10 out of 10, shall we? So we'll call this 10 and it'll show up on the button there. And we will give them a check mark. And where's my emojis gone? Let's give them a nice big green check mark. And I'm going to leave a space there. The space is just there so I don't have to type it in if I want to add some extra comments. So we'll give them a green check mark. And then we'll use this hotkey. The next thing in the macro is tab. And if you click on the down arrow, we're going to pick the tab. So this will force a little tab to the next field. And that next field is the grade field. So we're back to text, grab text, and we'll give them a grade. Again, you can call this whatever you want. Let's give them a grade of 10. And then hotkey, another tab, downward arrow. And if you have, hotkeys like Control Shift Option L or whatever, you can type those in. It'll capture those. But I'm using standard ones, so I'll just grab tab off the list. And let me just quickly go out here. If I'm in this field and I hit tab, I go to the next field. If I hit tab, I actually end up in this description field, and I can't type anything in there. So I actually need to do 2 tabs here. So let's grab another hotkey, drag it over, and this will be my second tab. And again, it's a tab. So there we go. So 10, tab in the next field, green check mark, tab into the numeric field, type the number 10, tab into the next field. Okay. So let's see if this works. Now, what you're not going to see is you're not going to see me taking my finger and pressing the Stream Deck. I'll just get this out of the way. So on the very first field, I've come in, I've opened up the student spreadsheet, I'm looking at it, I go, oh, great work. I press the 10 key on my Stream Deck. That's what happens. They get a green check mark, they get a 10 in the box, and the cursor moves down to the next grading item. And if I hit 10 again, same thing happens. Hit 10 again. Right, you can see it automatically scrolling through. So that really speeds things up. And you say, well, that's all very well and fine, but what if they don't get 10? Well, we just take this and you do Control Copy and you do a paste, and then you change this title to 9. Okay, and then you double click this, and maybe they still get that green check mark. We can change the titles if you want. Titles don't matter. For this exercise, let's give them a 9, 9, 9. Okay. So now I've got the number 9 program, the grade 9 programmed in here. And I come down to this part of the rubric and I go, oh geez, you're really close on that best order size, but you get a 9. So they still get the green check mark, they get the number 9, and then we tab into the next thing. And likewise, we can go over here, copy and paste this. Let's call this 0. Okay, and then double click. Instead of our green check mark, let's give them a red X. So grab my emojis again. Red X for you. Okay, and then I'll put a little space, and then I can leave some comments. Tab into the next one, give them a 0. Okay, and then tab into the next ones. That's great. And then we could go up here. We could have some comments, like a common error is using magic numbers. So let's create that text, drag it over here. Magic number. You used magic numbers for this formula. Okay, and away we go. So now, that's good. I come down here and I go, oh, the Western Outfitters question. Geez, it didn't do so well. Let's give them a 0. So I press the 0 button. They get the red X, they get the 0, and it goes down. I can just click back up here and I can press the magic number comment, and the comment automatically fills in. So that's how you can do Stream Deck. I found the, what is this called again? The multi-action button extremely useful, so that you're not sort of having Stream Deck just give you the number 10. It gives you the number 10 and then it tabs into the next field down, and away you go. So that's how I set it up. Now I'm going to actually start grading, and I'll be adding comments as I go along and filling up these boxes. And I'll end up with something messy. I don't even know. Final exam. Which final exam is this? Oh yeah, so they have, different grade levels. They have different commentary and so on from me. Here's another final exam. Yes, I had different questions about the COVID response app and the Tim Hortons, and they get grades between 3 marks and 0 marks and so on and so forth. So that's it. That's how you can quickly set up a grading workflow using Stream Deck.